welcome back. I am Bindu. Hope you all are doing well. As we have seen about the population and different components like age structure, literacy rates, and sex ratio in the previous session, let us now understand more about the different components and national population policy from the topic the population, class 10th, social studies. Learning outcomes. You will be able to know changing population size, population density, national population policy. Keywords: migrants, a person who moves from one place to another, especially in order to find work or better living conditions. Birth rates, a measure of how many children are born during a period of time in a particular place. Death rates. The death rate is the number of people per thousand who die in a particular area during a particular period of time. Migration. The movement of a person or people from one country, locality, place of residence, etc. to settle in another. Density. The number of people living in each unit of area, such as a square mile. Infant mortality rate. The rate of deaths occurring in the first year of life. Check the concept map. Process of population change or growth. The population is dynamic. The numbers, distribution, and composition of the population are always changing. There are three main processes of change of population: birth rate, death rate, and migration. The natural increase in the population is the difference between birth rates and death rates. Birth rate is the number of live births per thousand persons in a year. It is a major component of growth because in India, birth rates have always been higher than death rates. Example: in 1992, the birth rate in India was 29. This means that for every 1,000 people living in the country during that year, 29 live births took place. Death rate is the number of deaths per 1,000 persons in a year. The main cause of the rate of growth of the Indian population has been the rapid decline in the death rates. Example: in the year 1992, for every 1,000 persons living at that time, 10 people died during the year. Therefore, 19 people for every 1,000 was the addition during the year. This number can be expressed as percentage, that is 1.9%. Hence, we say that the population growth rate was 1.9% for the year 1992. Annual growth rate. It is a percentage increase in the growth of the population per year. It is studied in percent per annum. For example, a rate of increase of 2% per annum means that in a given year, there was an increase of 2 persons for every 100 persons in the base year. This is calculated year by year, like in compound interest. This is referred to as the annual growth rate. In order to examine the causes of the growth of the Indian population, we need to look at both the death rate and the birth rate. There has been a rapid decline in the death rate, but till recent times, the birth rate has not been decreasing substantially. Fertility rate. Another component that shows the change in population is the fertility rate. Total births per woman. The total fertility rate is the number of children that are likely to be born to a woman. The total fertility rate is a predictive measurement of the number of children women will have in their childbearing years. Till 1980, high birth rates and declining death rates led to a large difference between birth rates and death rates, resulting in higher rates of population growth. The third component of population growth is migration. Migration is the movement of people across regions and territories. Migration can be internal within the country or international between the countries. Internal migration does not change the size of the population but influences the distribution of the population within the nation. Migration plays a very significant role in changing the composition and distribution of the population. In India, most migrations have been from rural to urban because of the push factor in rural areas. These are adverse conditions of poverty and unemployment in the rural areas and the pull of the city in terms of increased employment opportunities and better living conditions. Migration is an important determinant of population change. It changes not only the population size, but also the population composition of urban and rural populations. In India, rural-urban migration has resulted in a steady increase in the percentage of the population in cities and towns. The urban population has increased from 17.29% of the total population in 1951 to 31.80% in 2011. Change in the size of a population is the difference in the number of inhabitants of a country or territory during a specific period. Such a change can be expressed in two ways: as absolute change, as percentage change. The absolute number added each decade is the magnitude of the increase. It is obtained by simply subtracting the earlier population from the later population. For example, population of 2001 minus population of 2011. If the result is a positive number, the population has increased. If it is a negative number, the population has decreased by that number. Population change or absolute numbers is equal to population at later date minus population at earlier date. Population change in a place is equal to number of births plus number of in-migrates minus number of deaths plus number of out-migrants. A positive number means the population has increased by that number. A negative number shows that it has decreased by that number. Population density. Population density provides a better picture of its distribution. Population density is calculated as the number of persons per unit area. India is one of the most densely populated countries in the world. The population density of India in the year 2000 level was 382 persons per square kilometer. Density varies from place to place. Most of the peninsula states have moderate population densities. The northern plains and Kerala in the south have high to very high population densities. Because of the flat plains with fertile soils and abundant rainfall. Health is an important component of population composition, which affects the process of development. Sustained efforts of government programs have registered significant improvements in the health conditions of the Indian population. Death rates have declined from 25 per thousand population in 1951 to 8.1 per thousand in 2001. And life expectancy at birth has increased from 36.7 years in 1951 to 64.6 years in 2001. National Population Policy. Recognizing that the planning of families would improve individual health and welfare, the Government of India initiated the Comprehensive Family Planning Program in 1952. The Family Welfare Program has sought to promote responsible and planned parenthood on a voluntary basis. The National Population Policy 2000 is a culmination of years of planned efforts. The NPP 2000 provides a policy framework for imparting free and compulsory school education up to 14 years of age, reducing infant mortality rate to below 30 per 1,000 live births, achieving universal immunization of children, against all vaccine preventable diseases, promoting delayed marriage for girls, and making family welfare a people-centered program. People are the nation's most valuable resource. A well-educated, healthy population provides potential power. So, in this video, we have seen about changing population size, population density, national population policy. So, I hope you liked the video.